Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel and Eric.
Birdie.
Hello.
Still Birdie.
Try not to laugh challenge.
We're back discussing the teens from The Young and the Restless from 1999 to 2002. We like to refer to them as the Glow by Jabot crew. We're discussing scenes that aired from September to early October 1999. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So a lot of this focused on Billy trying to get back to New York.
Yeah. He does not want to be in Genoa City.
He was
with his
like,
mama.
when are we going to go back to New York? Are we going to go back to New York? New York, New York, New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. You need New York, New York.
I think he assumes that because his father's back, that they're just going to go back to New York. I'm like, well, wasn't he there for the announcement that his father, Jack asked his father to come back to work at Jabot?
He was. He was at the party.
I'm like, did you think he was going to do that remotely from New York?
He probably thought he wasn't going to do it and just move back, to New York.
Oh, well, that's selfish.
It's Billy. He's very selfish right now.
I like that they mentioned that he wanted to move in with Tracy and her husband. Like my half sister Tracy. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't like that. Just call her your sister.
I didn't like that. But then the line after that was like the line after that where he was like, I love her so much. And I'm like, wait, but you called her your half sister. Like
you only claim her half.
I know. I think I called Tracy his aunt last week. I was like, oops.
Did you? Oh.
I think I did by accident. I was like, oh, wait, I forgot they're siblings.
Oh, side note. So I guess people, if they didn't watch that podcast, they wouldn't know. But we were corrected. We said that James Houghton played Snapper. He did not. Somebody corrected us.
That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I thought.
He was on Young and the Restless, but he didn't play Snapper.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, because
they told us who, but I already forgot.
I know he was in the first episode.
Yeah.
I guess he was nobody major.
I forgot.
I think he was a foster, and how we get corrected after this.
We'll never know.
I or
we'll always forget.
Zebra Hall was in it.
Yeah.
But Angel,
it was William Gray Espy who is Snapper at that point. Yes, I kind of knew that.
So Angel, I saw your little collage of Jill's business suits. You're really loving the business suits.
I just saw that too.
Those were great. Oh my gosh, like especially the white one. And I'm not one to wear white a lot, even though my name is Angel. But that white one, oh my gosh, like she kills it with those outfits. Like I can't stand Joe now. I can't stand Joe, but I love those damn outfits.
You can't stand Joe. I love a fierce woman.
I love a fierce woman too, but see, it's complicated with me. She loves Billy, but it's kind of triggered. She gives that black mama energy too. Like that. I love you, but you're getting on my damn last nerve. And I'm like, see, I don't have kids, so I don't know how that is. But I was raised by a single mom. Well, Jill wasn't a single mom technically, but man, she gives that black mama energy, and sometimes I just can't stand it. Especially the way she treats Mamie. But we're not going to get into that because that was before, and that was current, I think, too. Because Mamie was in the episode too.
I like Jill. I like her strong energy, but I feel like sometimes she crosses the line. Like she just takes it too far, and I'm like, okay, rein it in.
I mean, she kind of makes sense. Like she does make sense though sometimes, like with Mac and stuff. Like there is no proof at this point, so
Yeah, I don't know why it took everybody so long to go to blood test. Like it's 1999.
Right.
And blood tests were a thing back then because, of course, Maury had started the paternity thing. Could have just brought him on. No, they couldn't. No, it's NBC, Universal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you never know. There could be a parent company that's the same.
Yeah,
For
right.
sure, there's some connection.
I'm old enough to remember Maury before he went like trashy.
I remember
Yeah,
that
me too. Yeah.
I got distracted by Maury. So yeah, just going on the blood test thing. I always thought blood tests were always a thing. I didn't know that they were like fairly new in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because like even before I saw it.
Say it because I want you to say
it. He saw it.
Saw it.
I remember reading about Sammy Brady switching the blood tests or the blood results for Bell. So I just always assumed
93.
So now watching like a lot of 80s stuff, I'm like, you just took people's word? Like, that's your son? I'm like, are you sure? Like, what? And it was kind of like, oh, if you have the same blood type, then it's a strong possibility that you are. But they weren't really 100% sure back then.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, back to Go by Jabot. So Sharon and Nick are trying to make the coffee shop a all ages club night, like at night. This doesn't last, right? Because I feel like this doesn't happen now.
I don't think it does. No.
Also, I feel like they fake made the coffee shop bigger so that they could put a stage. I'm like, that doesn't exist anymore, that area.
No. Not at all.
That's where the cameraman stands.
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all. Do you guys? Were you watching back then? Like,
no.
Did they have like actual like performers come on, like Snoop Dogg, like One Night to Live used to?
I only watched Kay. I only watched Kay and Ashley. I fast forwarded everything else.
I don't think I watched them till the next year, so like I don't remember anything like this happening.
Did you catch? I kind of edited it to try and like keep it focused on the storyline, but did you catch Ashley Jones hanging out at Jabot?
Yes.
Wasn't he? He's on General Hospital, right? That guy.
Which guy? I forgot.
I don't know. It was this big beefy guy that I think her character is dating, or she was in the coffee shop with. He was just.
I think he was.
Did he play a cop?
He could have. I don't think he was on long though.
I even think he may have been on Port Charles, Angel. When we were watching.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know. I must have turned.
He's not a Garcia recast, but he's one. I think he was like.
I think he passed away in real life too, and he was young. He was only in his 40s when he passed.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say his name's Tony, but I can't remember.
Oh, Tony, her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't it Tony?
Yeah, Tony was her boyfriend. I remember her Tony.
Okay, yeah, I think he's on GH or Port Charles, and he's a cop at one point.
I think he was. I think he was on one of those.
Yeah.
He was probably on both because Port Charles
with the crossover, yeah.
With the crossovers and everything like that, especially in 2000, like 2000, 1999, 1998, 97. Less so when they began the supernatural stuff, but
okay, I'm getting really frustrated. I want to see Brittany.
Me and
too. I know
we're
not going to see the Brittany that I know at first. I'm like, can we just see the fake Brittany before we get to the real Brittany?
We get to see no Brittany. We didn't even get JT this week, right? I didn't see JT.
I don't think so.
No, we don't. I actually thought that the blonde that was when they showed the outside of Walnut Grove and they had the focus on like this blonde closing her locker. I thought that would have been a Brittany, but I know who Lauren Woodland looks like. So
yeah,
and we even saw them in school. We even saw them in school, and there wasn't even Brittany. It was just like the three of them.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess summer's over. We're already back at school.
Yeah.
That was quick.
It almost the outside of the school looks like a business building. It doesn't look like an actual school.
Yeah, right.
It's probably the studio for Y&R, and they just threw like Walnut Grove in front of it.
I thought it was cool that they did that. Like that they get establishing shots. I love when they do establishing shots on soaps.
I do too. And Days did it very briefly, and then they stopped. And I
Apparently
feel like
they started again.
Yeah, I feel like since like Beyond Salem, they started to kind of like throw them in a little bit here and there. Because we'll see like an aerial shot of the hospital sometimes now on days.
Yeah.
But I remember like we would see like the DeMera Mansion. Actually, I think it was during Paula Quickly's era that was happening. Yeah, so maybe that'll come back. So yeah, so most of it was Billy trying to get back to New York. His dad's like, no, I'm not going back to New York, and neither are you. So he's pissed. He moves into the Jabot. Abbott. I was gonna say it wrong twice. I was gonna say Jabot and then Jabot. The Abbott.
Jabot.
Jabot.
Yeah.
And I actually really like the scene between him and Jill when he like had his bags packed and she was just like sad that he was moving out.
Yeah.
And that they could never like get right with each other.
Yeah. So let me break in for a second, because this was going to bother me for the rest of the podcast if I didn't mention it. There are 2 fake Britneys. One of them starts in December. And then so it's Vanessa Evigan, who is Greg Evigan's daughter, and then the second one, of course, is Laura Woodland, who starts in February. And then our real Britney doesn't come in until where's the date? March 7th. So we have to sit through 2 Britneys. I think maybe the next time we do this, we may get Vanessa Evigan because she starts December 1st. But
who's the real Britney?
Oh, what's her name? Come on! Why am I forgetting?
It's not Lauren. I thought it was Lauren something.
I thought Lauren Woodland was the real Britney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lauren Woodland is the real Britney. I'm sorry. So it's Vanessa Evigan. So who? Well, yeah. So it's Vanessa Evigan first, and then Lauren Woodland. I feel like there was another. I feel like they're saying that there's another one, but that's weird. Okay, whatever.
Maybe Lauren Woodland was sick one day and she had like a temporary cast.
Yeah, right.
What is mentioned in Wikipedia? They mention temporary casts on Wikipedia, but they don't. They don't on this one.
You know, I've never seen that on any soap at General Hospital.
Temporary cast?
Yeah, and Passions when Teresa, what's her name?
Teresa, Lindsay Hartley.
Hartley was on maternity leave when they like recasted them for like that few months. But other than like a one-day recast, I've only ever seen that on GH, I think.
Well, you saw it on YNR too. In the rewatch.
Yeah, and Sheila.
Yeah, Lauren. Sheila.
Sheila had a recast?
No, Lauren did.
Oh.
Karen Richmond.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But prior to that, I've only ever seen that on GH.
Yeah, anyway,
I've
back
seen them a couple times. Guiding Light had one too when Beth Ellers gave birth.
Twice for Harley, because it was somebody from Another World, and then it was oh god, I forgot the girl's name from Another World, and somebody can help me in the comments. She played Josie, and I forgot her name. But then the second one was she played on As the World Turns.
Yeah. So Mac is, I guess, feeling abandoned by Kay. And she kind of like storms into Paul's office.
She wasn't even gone that long. I'm so confused. And like we don't see Jill. We don't see Jill torture her besides the when she stole the things. Like I'm like, what is your problem? Like she
maybe it's just supposed to be implied that she's consistently like torturing her.
I guess so. Because even when like Kay returns, like she's like doesn't say anything. Like she's saying the same things that she accused her of before, and I'm like, I'm confused.
I laughed because when she was talking to Paul, she was like something along the lines of like, normally I would just like pack my bags and go, and he's like, because you have feelings now. He's like, you're putting down roots.
Yeah,
you care.
Just like he is with Cricket.
Paul and his secretary Lynn.
Yes, we'll go more into that.
Never.
No, I said we'll go more into that in the
other one.
Sheila podcast.
Oh, Lynn.
But I gotta say, between 1990 and 1999, she's aged gracefully. So
yeah, definitely.
She really has.
And Paul seems more sage and like has all this wisdom in 1999.
He's probably been through a lot.
Probably.
It was a rough 9 years.
He has 9 years worth of storylines, so I'm sure he's been through a lot.
Yeah.
I also laughed when Billy, like, before like John broke the news to him that they weren't going anywhere, when he came into the mansion and Ashley and Jack were there, and he was like, I guess this is bye, I'll see you guys soon. And Ashley's just like, okay, and she just like hugs him because she knew that they were going. She was just like, okay, that's cute.
Right.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much all I have. Like I said, it was just a lot of Billy like being a little bitch and wanting to go back to New York.
And I like that Sharon was like, I'm gonna help you, Mac, I'm gonna help you get into Walnut Grove Academy. And she's like, what?
They don't wear uniforms at this private school. That feels like
that's what I'm thinking. Because like for the longest time, I thought Walnut Grove was a high school that was just named after a street, and they didn't want to call it Genoa City High or anything like that. But
yeah,
Mac laid into Billy at the coffee shop. Was it at the coffee shop or was it?
Yeah,
it was a coffee shop.
Yeah, about how like he's being a spoiled rich snob.
Dude, I felt kind of bad for him. I was like, damn, girl, she just kept going. I was like, damn.
Keep going.
Billy was just going. Like, he was all salty. He was all salty and sad. I was like, all right, but she got through to him.
Yeah, she did.
Raul goes there. I guess he has a scholarship.
He has a scholarship, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Raul convinced
it's easier for all of the teens to be at one school. But I remember on As the World Turns, when Abigail was introduced, I think Abigail went to Oakdale High and then Jennifer went to Oakdale Latin. So they did have the separate schools for like your social hierarchies.
Yeah.
Did they do a good job of showing the actual schools though? Or
they didn't show the schools. They just had them gather in like one place, like in the I think it was Lily's house actually, and they were being friends and stuff like that. I think Adam also went to because like Margot and Tom are like in the police force, and he's a lawyer and Margot's a cop.
Yeah,
I think Adam might have went to Oakdale High, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna focus on the school, having two separate schools isn't sustainable on a TV show.
Yeah,
like they tried it on the OC with Marissa. They made her go to public school for a few episodes, and then she went back at the private school.
They did it in Moesha. I mean, that's not a soap opera, but it does have soap opera elements. But they had Moesha move to a private school after something happened, and then they immediately put her back. They always immediately put her back to public school because her friends are in the public school, and then she's in the private school, and that it was hard,
isolating if you're trying to have like a group storyline.
And Raul convinced Billy to move back in with Jill to help with Mac, but he didn't have to because of what happened.
I thought Billy was going to live at the Abbott mansion, not the Jabot mansion. Just to like have it so him and Mac are living in separate places, so when they become romantically involved, it's not like they're living together already.
Yeah.
I wonder when that starts to happen. Maybe in 2000. It is Weimar.
Yeah, I don't remember. Or what makes it happen.
I think they were already together when I started watching.
Yeah, me too. Which I think was 2000.
Yeah, I think it was 2000.
Maybe it's happening during the summer storyline in the next year.
Birdie and Mac had a good conversation about Jill. That was fun. Kind of bitching about her, but she's like, well, I respect Jill because it's her house, but outside on the streets, I'd kick her ass, basically.
I do get a chuckle out of Catherine's signature, "Dear God in Heaven."
Where's my drink?
Well, Kay returned, and Jill and her went at it because Jill's like, "You don't have any proof that Mac is even your granddaughter. And she's like, except for that note. And even Mac, like, once Jill left, she was just like, that's true. You really don't. And Kay's like, I know how, I know you're my granddaughter. I just know.
I'm waiting for Brock to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does soon, I believe. I know he comes back this year.
It's such a soap trope and so convoluted that, like, Catherine was homeless and she happened to, like, end up hanging out with her granddaughter. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I like when Billy told John that he was at the house or whatever, and he's like, oh, was Jill home? He was like, no, thank God, Billy. He was really good in these. I'm like, I think he might have won Best Younger Actor that year because he totally
I think
deserved
he
it.
did.
Yeah, I think
crying and
so.
storming
Well,
off the way he did.
It would have been in 2000 that he won.
Yeah, I remember him getting a lot of praise back then.
Mm-hmm. He really did.
He was great.
Which made his return so disappointing.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I was like, after Billy Miller.
I also like what Jill said to Catherine. She's like, you're what everybody wants. You're old, alone, and rich. I'm like, damn.
I like the scenes with him and Mamie. And then and then smash cut to him like eating breakfast, and they say, Mamie always loves what did Harry say? She always loves making those stuff for us.
Yeah.
And then like, oh my gosh, like Billy Miller, and I think this is Veronica Red at this point, right? Who now plays her?
Yeah.
Currently, okay. They have such good. They're so good together. I don't want to say chemistry because that's wrong.
David Tom, you mean? You said
they spar well together. Like they're good.
You said Billy Miller. That's because we mentioned Billy Miller before.
David Tom, yes.
Too many names.
Too many Billies.
There were a lot of Billies.
Yeah, there was one right after. I think it was Ryan Brown.
Yeah. Isn't that when Kelly Kruger was Mac?
Yeah, that was when Kelly Kruger was Mac.
I like Kelly Kruger. She wasn't around long though.
No,
but they do get her when they need Mac, which I don't understand why Mac's not on the show.
Yeah.
Because he's gone now, so from Bold and Beautiful, so I don't think there's really a need.
And then the other one, isn't the other one like Sybil's daughter or granddaughter? Or
yeah, Clementine Ford, but we don't talk about her. And then there was Rachel Kinsey.
We don't talk about her.
I like Clementine Ford.
She didn't bother me. I
liked all the Macs.
And then there was a temp recast Mac too. I don't know when she pops up.
They should have kept Mac on after Catherine died, especially because just to keep that presence. I mean, I know
for the funeral.
She didn't.
Oh wow!
I remember specifically they said, and I think Daytime Confidential also mentioned it, that like she had personal issues, which that didn't make sense to me.
Out of all the Macs, they couldn't get one Mac.
They couldn't get one Mac, right? Or even like, oh my gosh, the way that I wanted Eden Regal to play Mac so bad.
Really, I can't believe she played Heather.
Really?
She seems like a good fit for Mac, or maybe even.
That was such a weird era for YNR with like these big name actors playing these weird roles.
Mm-hmm.
Like Maura West playing Diane. She was not.
Yeah.
No.
And then
they trapped her into that. She doesn't even want to talk about it, Maura West.
They trapped her into it.
She had a contract with CBS and it continued. And they made her go to Young and the Restless and play that part.
Damn.
And she doesn't even want to talk about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I mentioned it to her. That's how I know.
You mentioned it and she was like,
they could have had her play somebody else.
She did. She did. She said,
anybody really. They could have just had her play anybody except for Diane Jenkins because she was way too young for the part. And that's not a slam on Maura West. That's a slam on the powers that be. Like they could have just had her play anybody else, like even a new character. Heck, if they could get Carly, Tenny, Snyder to come over, I would accept it. I would accept it more.
Yeah, right.
So they had Maura West, they had Eden Regal, they had Stephen Nichols, they had Jeannie Francis, and they were all. Well, Stephen Nichols was kind of okay, but they were all like just like I don't know flops.
I don't know if they were all flops. I always blame the writing. Like, I feel like if the
Yeah.
writing's there, it should have
Well, that's
worked.
what I meant. They just didn't like. It was like they snatched these big names and they didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Though I did find it funny that like so I guess Elizabeth Hendrickson was playing Chloe, and then they had Heather, and they were fighting, and they were like, "Come on, kiss, kiss, kiss."
Did they ever tease that at all? Like that?
They were fighting over Adam, I think.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh yeah, I always forget that Heather and Adam were a thing in the beginning.
Yeah, they were.
Because I always just think of Chelsea and Sharon as like the two like main love, and now obviously Sally as his main love interests.
Yeah.
But all right, we're going off the rails. We're talking about different eras of YNR.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else about these?
But this was a good era. This 1999 to 2002 is a good era.
No, we good.
All right.
We covered everything.
Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Glow by Jabot. We'll be back very soon with more. We're trying to, power through these, get some exciting things happening. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.